Count to D. Come on, I can't hear you.
Thank you, Baba Jeff, for the video. Hello and welcome. My name is Sava, and welcome to Wose Community Church of the Sacred African Way. The way is Ma'at, truth, justice, and righteousness. We believe in the living faith of our ancestors. We believe our way is not merely ritual or belief. Our way is a way of life. So to everyone who has joined us today, welcome, welcome, welcome. Next we have the affirmation by Sister X Nane Satafar and Brother Akhenaten.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
loud and clear.
go ahead.
We will know God's truth to be free and self-determined.
Creator, help us to remember the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors, and to honor the struggles of our elders.
Let us strive to begin new vision and life to our people. Let us be peace. Let there be peace and harmony among us.
Let us be loving, sharing, and creative. Let us work, study, and listen so we may learn, teach, and cultivate self-reliance.
Grant us power, O Holy One, as our struggle to resurrect our hearts and homeland.
We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation, with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will strive to be the living models of the new direction of our people.
We are African people.
We are children of God.
Thank you, Sister Xnane Satafari, and thank you, Brother Aki, for the affirmation. Next, we have the cultural expression on Ileoma Day. Is anybody from Ileoma Day there? Okay.
If no one's, excuse me,
If no one's there, I would just like to add something if I may. If not,
Sure.
okay. Um, my name is Cynthia Cornelius. I'm of the Chinwe X Project, Inc., an Afrocentric educational resource service here in Oakland. I just wanted to share a quote that I shared over the week, and it's crucial to me that we pay attention to this quote. It's by Carter G. Woodson, and it states, "If a race has no history, if it has no worthwhile tradition, it becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated." Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Next, we will have a cultural expression with with the Bigo class video. Baba Jeff. Baba Jeff.
We are the children of Ma'at. We are the children of the sun. We are the children of Ma'at. We are the children, and God is within us. We feel the spirit of God deep within us. It feels so good to be so near. Life is a journey that has its ups and downs, a journey we must never fear. We can remember oh so much of our ancestors and the knowledge that we search. Open your eyes, keep your head up high, don't break your stride, let's multiply. Because we are the children of Ma'at.
Thank you, Baba Jeff, for that video. Next, we'll have the historical tribute by Sister Charlene and Brother Jai.
I am Frederick McKinley Jones. I was born May 17th, 1893. I am most known for inventing a refrigeration system for vehicles that helps keep produce fresh during shipping. I am the co-creator of Thermo King. I have a total of 61 patents, and although I passed February 21st, 1961 and 1991, I became the first African American to receive the National Medal of Technology.
Being born in the year 1893, Jones didn't have a lot of opportunities. His mother left him at a young age and his father worked on a railroad. He was eventually orphaned by age 8. He was raised by a Catholic priest, Father Ryan, in Cincinnati, Ohio. Jones dropped out of high school, but this never stopped him from inventing. He's always been tinkering and had interest in creating new things. During his youth, he worked as an auto mechanic, which eventually led to him creating a self-starting gas engine. He served in World War I and built an air conditioning units for the military field hospitals and a refrigerator for the military field kitchens. In addition, he invented a series of devices for movie projectors and box office equipment that gave tickets and made change. His most popular invention, a refrigeration system for trucks, not only affected the global markets for fresh produce, it also helped and opened new frontiers in medicine, allowing hospitals to be able to get shipments of blood and vaccines. In addition to that, Jones invented a portable X-ray and developed an early prototype of a snowmobile. However, Frederick McKinley Jones wasn't only an inventor. He married his wife, Lucille. However, they didn't have any kids. Jones passed due to lung cancer in 1961, receiving his last patent February of 1960. Now, all of these inventions that I named are just a few of many that Jones had patented. This reminds me how intelligent Black people really are, how we could do and achieve anything, be just as great as anybody.
And Frederick McKinley Jones showed me that I can be somebody in this world. I have a passion for making video games. And like Jones, as long as I stick to what I love and work hard with reason, I can dream big and make those dreams reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Charlene and Brother
You.
Jai for the historical tribute. Next, we will have Sister Lolano for the next cultural expression. Hello, I will be reading Ego Tripping by Nikki Giovanni. I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into the center, giving divine, perfect light. I am bad. I sat on the throne, drinking nectar with Allah. I got hot and sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti. The tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I am a beautiful woman. I gazed on the forest and burnt out the Sahara Desert. With a packet of goat's meat and a change of clothes, I crossed it in 2 hours. I'm a gazelle so swift, you can't catch me. For a birthday present when he was 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built New Ark, and I stood proudly at the helm as we sailed on a soft summer day. I turned myself into myself and was Jesus. Men intone my loving name. All praises, all praises. I am the one who would save. I sewed diamonds in my backyard. My bowels deliver uranium. The fillings from my fingernails are semi-precious jewels. On a trip north, I caught a cold and blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. I am so hip, even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach east and had to round off the earth as I went. The hair from my head thinned and gold was laid across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so earthreal, so surreal. I cannot be comprehended except by my permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Lolano, for the cultural expression. Next, for the historical tribute, we have Sister Julia.
Sister Julia is not available today, so we're proceeding directly to the litany. Brother Jeremiah, Sister Indigo, you're there?
Yeah. Yes.
Let's go.
Save us, O Holy One, by your name. Vindicate us by your might. Hear my prayer, divine protector. Listens to the word inside my mouth. How can we repay the Holy One for the gifts that have been given to us? We will lift the cup of salvation and call upon the God of our ancestors. We will fulfill our vows to our Creator in the presence of our people. Gladly we bring our sacrifices to you, for we praise your name, O Amen-Ra, for it is good. Umoja, unity. We shall strive to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
I think this is Sister Indigo's part.
Yes, this is Sister Indigo's part.
Indigo, are you there? I'll read for her. Kujichagulia, self-determination. We shall define, name, create, and speak for ourselves.
Ujima, collective work and responsibility. We shall build and maintain our communities together. Our brothers and sisters' problems shall be ours to solve together.
Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Together we shall build and maintain our own businesses and together profit from them.
Nia, purpose. We shall make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community, and the restoration of our people to our traditional greatness.
Kuumba, creativity. We shall do as much as we can in any way we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it.
Imani, faith. We will believe with all our hearts and in our God, our people,
And in the righteousness and victory of our struggle.
So this is where you can donate to Jose Oakland and Jose Sacramento using these two links and addresses.
Ashe. Now I will give a prayer. Thank you, Most High, for at this moment we have given, and we thank you for the opportunity to give. We thank you, Most High, for the ability to reach into our pockets and to give to our community. We thank you ever so much for this time and this space. As we learn Kuumba, as we learn Ujamaa, as we learn all of the Nguzo Saba, we ask your blessings upon those who gave today. We ask your blessings upon those who had a heart to give but had not the means. We thank you ever so much for this place called Wose, and we ask for your blessings over the monies, that they may be multiplied and directed to their appointed places. Amen and Ashe.
All mics are live.
Thank you for the thank you for the litany of sacrifice, Indigo and Goodyear. Next, you have the message by Minister Makalisi.
The right is it, we'll see.
Uncle Justin.
I see. Giving thanks for another day that our Creator has entrusted unto us a measure of its own sacred essence, calling us to do all we can every day we can, every way we can, to rise up and be one with that holy reality, that divine spirit and power, and with one another. In the spirit of Mat, in the power of Septepi, in all the teachings and principles and powers of our sacred African way, to be that one people, to be that one community, to be that one force of love and duty. Join me for a brief prayer here. The divine Creator, we give thanks and praises for this day of life, this opportunity to gather in the community will say, in this facility of will say, giving thanks and praises for those who brought together their desire, their determination, and resources so we could have this place. We heard a name that resonated seriously in my heart and mind. We said, Dr. Brother Robert Thornton, who brought resources forth as we struggle to have the funds we needed to close the deal. It would say, yes, Holly Street belongs to the Wose community. We thank you for the work that's been done here with Ile Omode, the work that will yet be done as we continue to work so that our children and our children's children will know who they are, and will share that knowledge, share that spirit as they go forward in this life. Got your guidance and your blessings in this message that I've been led to put together. May be uplifting, empowering for this community and people who we will encounter as we move forward in the days that lie ahead of us. So by the power of your spirit, your love, your presence, your essence within, that these words come forth. And I say, Ashe, Amen Ram, Ashe, Ashe. Ashe.
Don't tackle it.
Just good to be in this locality. So good to be in the presence of sisters and brothers, young and not so young. We'll say community of the Sacred African Way. Good to have an opportunity to share some thoughts, share some insights, share some inspiration, I hope, with you. It's coming from my heart. On this special day, this in the last day in the special month for Ile-Omo Day, celebrating Ile-Omo Day's existence, those who have contributed to its existence, its power, its growth, and the ability to open the hearts and minds of young people so they can see who they are and stand strong against the forces of this country that would have us thinking that we are nothings and nobodies. In spite of the reality that virtually everything that's of any worth in this country is rooted in our ancestors, in our traditions, in our courage. So we have to continue on that path. So the title of what I've been led to put together here is that we must raise our children according to the needs of our nation, of our nation. Of our nation. And I'm going to be referring to a passage from the Hosea, the book of Ptah-hotep, page 42, number 5. It's also Ptah-hotep, page 48, passage number 10. Then a passage from the book Ma'at. The book Ma'at, Guiding Principles of Moral Living. So the title for this message comes from our Wolfsay community affirmation. We just heard the young people reading that, where we express one of the most important responsibilities of our Sacred African Way. We must raise our children according to the needs of our nation, with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We must strive to be the living models of the new direction, the sacred direction, the liberated direction, the Kujichagulia Kuumba direction for our people. We must strive. It's not an easy process because there's resistance beyond our ability to counter. Stuff that's going on right now. How dare you be woke? How dare you know who you are? How dare you teach your children? How dare you expect the public school system that's taking money from you and maybe calling it taxes to share any of that information with your children? that will cause Caucasian children to feel guilty or whatever, to know that their grandparents were vicious against our grandparents. But that affirmation is a reflection. It's a reflection of a crucial responsibility communicated to us from what we know as the oldest book in the history of humanity. The book that we know as the Book of Ptah-hotep. What Ptah-hotep wanted our ancient ancestors to know, to understand and practice, is of crucial importance to us here and now. Page 42 in the Hosea, the Book of Ptah-hotep, passage number 5. If you are parents of worth and wisdom, train your children so that they will be pleasing to God. And if they do what is right, following your example, and handle your affairs as they should, do for them all that is good. For they are begotten of your own heart and soul. Therefore, separate not your heart from them. I'm going to stop right there. Further, Ptah-hotep wants us to understand, as he wanted our ancient ancestors to understand, what's presented in passage number 20 on page 48. If respect for right exists in the heart of those who have been set in authority, they will be beneficent always, and their wisdom shall endure forever. The heart of the wise rejoices when wisdom is established and is happy when it prospers on earth. The wise are known by their wisdom and the great by their good actions. Their heart is in harmony with their tongue. Their lips are true when they speak. Their eyes see rightly and their ears hear that which is profitable for their children, so that they may do what is right and are free from unrighteousness. It seems to me that one of the most, if not the absolutely most important aim for doing all we can in every way we can to embrace the wisdom and the spirit of our sacred African way is to do all we can to see that that same determination gets committed, gets transformed, gets internalized in the hearts, the minds, the spirits of our children as early as possible, as early as possible. In the book, Ma'at, Guiding Principles for Moral Living, on page 399, in a section entitled Temple Within, passage number 32 gives us this important insight, that our youth are not only the future, but are also the present.
Yes. Yeah.
They are the present. And that passage says that this is a point that is often lost. Often lost. And so our children don't get the attention, the focus that they need, so they can be as strong as they possibly can to stand against those forces that stand against us. That our children are already here, they're growing, they're developing, they're becoming who they will be. And so if we're not teaching them their foundation, if we're not teaching them what our ancestors grew to understand and have left writings, have left pyramids, have left sacred temples, have left so much information for us to know and to internalize. If we're not using that, internalizing it within ourselves and sharing it with our children, they're not growing to become what they have the greatest potential to be. So we must teach them. The children need to play, as we're having them today, need to play critical roles in all aspects of our spiritual gatherings. Or in this book of Mark, they say that when we're gathering as a spiritual community for a spiritual gathering, church service, whatever we call it, there should be one going on for the adults and another session going on for our children, depending on their age levels. That's addressing the same topic that we're addressing in the adult session. But so when the day is done, all have been working on the same topic, seeking to grow in the same spirit, and can take that home with us and share it with each other. What did you learn today, daughter? What did you learn today, Dad?
Come on now.
We've got to raise our children according to the needs of our nation with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We've already seen and experienced some of what can happen when we have any measure of that consciousness, when we have any measure of that commitment. We've seen with Minister Alicia's children. How many children does she have? 9 children? And probably working with other friends and relatives' children.
Yeah.
So that they can grow to know our sacred African way. So they can grow to know the spirit of the Most High living in and through them. So they can grow to know that they are valuable, beautiful beings. We've experienced that when we've seen Ile Omode students, 8th graders, can go to Laney College and can blow advanced math courses away, can blow advanced algebra courses away. Somewhere this year, some student from the 8th grade went and blew away, what is it called, the trigonometry class. Leave the adults with the mouths wide open, scratching the back of their head. What? These are Ile Omode children, where the teachers, where the staff believe in them and are working with them so they can believe in themselves. And giving them work to take home. I was here one time listening to Brother Jahid talking to one of the students, and I don't remember exactly what African continent, what African country his family is from, his parents were from, but he says to the boy, well, you better get yourself straight. Because if I have to share this negative information with your parents, you know you're gonna have a hard time when you get home. So the young fellow said, okay. And the next time I heard, yes, he got an A on the work that Jackie was talking with him about. We were inspired by the number of Ile Omode students who have gone on to Laney College as 8th graders and mastering courses over there. We were inspired by the many Ile Omode students who have graduated from the 8th grade and received scholarships to come to these private schools around here. They said, you're where? Ile Omode? Yes, come here. Catholic schools and non-Catholic schools. You have an economic challenge? Come here, we'll cover you. You can be in here. And they go there. And many of them are at the top of the classes that they're in those high schools. And they earn college scholarships to go to colleges all over the country. And they go They just had one last week or week before last, a college tour for 8th graders. Going across this country to see the HBCUs, going to see other colleges where you have potential to go if you take care of your business and be who you are and develop your intelligence and let no one, let nothing make you think that you are nobody. I don't know about you, I'm also touched by, sister was on here earlier, Sister Chinwe X, also known as Sister Cynthia Cornelius, that does the work entitled the Chinwe X Project Incorporated, providing African-centered studies for children whose parents can't afford to send them to Ile Day. It's $100 and more a month to go to Ile Day. But these children are given this study, Afrocentric enrichment courses, children from the ages of 8 to 15 years of age, at no cost to them. And help them feel strong in who they are, help them not feel lost, help them not feel forgotten, not leaving at the mercy of corrupt public education system. She's got a course, she does this 4 times a year. She's got the course set up right now. It's starting on May 6th. It goes about 6 weeks to the middle of June. We need to give thanks and praises for that energy, for that essence, for that dedication. And hope there'll be additional organizations, additional programs like that for our children, not only in Oakland, but all over this state, all over this nation, all around this world. All around this world. And I was surprised. I was looking at some of my notes from fairly recently, a little while back, to know that Sister Chinwe X, Sister Cynthia Cornelius is a member of the Wose community.
Yeah.
And that we need to really get in touch with her. Yeah. And understand that, you know, that program can be supported by and been involved with, including Wose community. So that those children whose families can't afford them to send to Ile Day, that we can send some resources, some energy, some spirit to come and help. Now this program is being done at the West Oakland Public Library. But again, no charge to the students, no charge to the families that say, yes, please give my children, perhaps in the process, give to us, the parents, some consciousness of who we are. And what we need to do, we need to raise our children according to the needs of our nation with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. And courage. Now, these are some examples to show us what can be done, what needs to be done, and what we can accomplish. Not let those children to be lost. Not let those children be forgotten. Not let them be left to the demonic dehumanization of television garbage. The madness of so-called social media. The madness of gang banging. Yeah. We've got to teach our children. We've got to educate them, inspire them, help them to know that you are, each of you, all of you, we are all sons and daughters of God. We all are sons and daughters of God. And we are capable of, we've been given what it takes to do godly things if we cultivate those things within our lives. So it's more of us, you know, parents and elders, it's more of us, members of Wose, it's more of us. Whoever we can inspire, wherever they live in this community, in any community, our people, if we can get more of us doing all we can in every way we can, being diligent, there will be far more inspiring experiences with our young people that we just won't know how to stop celebrating. And they will not be lost, and they will not be forgotten. They will not be lost, and they will not be forgotten. So there will be far more of our young people embracing our sacred African way. There will be far more of our young people discovering the depth and breadth of their God-given intellectual potential, the seeing of their eyes, the hearing of their ears, the breathing of their nostrils, the power of their hearts and minds to perceive and to analyze the information that comes through those channels, through the seeing of the eyes, the hearing of the ears, the breathing of the nostrils. What does all that mean? You've got heart and mind, so you take the time to evaluate, to think about what all that means. You've got the power. The Most High has given you and all of us that power to perceive and to analyze, to perceive and to realize what is and what needs to be for the greatest good of our families, of our communities, the greatest good for your own self. You have to analyze that stuff, that information. The negative, ooh, that dirt, that is not for me. That madness, I'm not having anything to do with it. That gangbang, no way. That junk that they're putting down through the so-called what do they call that thing? Social media. That junk that's on television where evil is entertainment, where robbery and murder and rape is entertainment. Hour after hour, day after day. No, turn that off. Turn me on to the essence of the Most High within me. Turn that off. Turn me on to the power of my heart and my mind. Turn me on. I share the power to perceive and realize what is and what ought to be for the greatest good of myself, my family, my community, and be able to use these teeth, tongue, and lips to share the words that communicate that reality to one and to all. And not only words, to use these limbs, every cell and fiber of this body of mine to do the things that we as a people need to have done by us, for us, and with us. Let there be no doubt that we must raise our children according to the needs of our nation with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. And as we strive diligently to be living, loving models of our sacred African way. As we strive to provide for them that environment, the environment that they need for the greatest growth and development and becoming of their hearts and souls and their consciousness of their God-given spiritual and intellectual potential. We have to provide that environment. Television is not providing it, has not provided. I remember years ago when television was first coming out, being spread all over the world, some scholar, I think it was Swedish, was saying, you know, this is a vehicle that's going to give so much useful information. And I guess there is some useful information that comes out, but so much of it is just garbage. Garbage. It's in our hands. It's in our hands. If it's in our hearts, it's in our hands. If it's in our hearts. And if it's in our hearts, let's hear and feel and understand Ptahhotep's admonition relative to diligence, that diligence produces gains, and gains will not endure, perhaps never occur if diligence is abandoned. So we've got to be diligent. It's our jobs, it's our blessings. The Creator has said, not verbally, but through action, I'm entrusting this son of mine to you. I'm entrusting this daughter of mine to you, father, mother. I'm trusting this manifestation of my own being to you, to guide them, to train them, to love them, to help them know who they are, what they can do, who they can be. If you're not diligent at that, then your claim for the sacred African way, your claim for being a follower of truth, beauty, and goodness, and the spirit of God has no weight. Has no weight. Got to teach those children. Got to teach those children, be with patience, with dedication, with militants. With militants. Yeah. We got to teach the children. It's in our hands if it's in our heart. So let's do all we can. Let's do all we can, we'll say in our worship celebrations. Let's do all we can, Ile Omude, and all the lessons that our children need to learn. Let's do all we can with organizations like the Chinwe X, the project. Let's do all we can in our homes with our hearts to teach our children so they can grow to know and love the sacred African way. So they can grow to know and love the spirit of Mark. So they can grow to know and love the virtues of our way. Control thoughts and action. Devotion to purpose. Control to know the difference between the right and the wrong. Control to know the difference between the real and the unreal. To know when it's not and know when it's not, especially within oneself. It's in our hands. It's in our hands. It's in our hands if it's in our hearts. And if it's in our hearts, the work is going to be done. If it's in our hearts, the children are going to be not lost and not forgotten, trained, guided, inspired. When they've got when they've got consciousness enough to say, "Mama, Daddy," yes, indeed, get them, give it to them. We are the most beautiful people on the face of this earth. We are sons and daughters, each of us and all of us. We are sons and daughters of Almighty God, Amin Ra. Let's live. Let's live in that consciousness, live in that spirit. Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
Hey. Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Makalisi also Sawande. Let's give it to them.
Ooh, yes, Ashe.
We're talking about a founder. We're talking about a survivor. We're talking about a man who puts his money where his mouth is. We're talking about a husband. We're talking about a father. I'm honored to be in the same room with this man. A brother. And yes, he's a brother. He's a brother to his biological siblings, and he's a brother to us all. Give thanks. I see some names up here. Hey, Bowman Daly, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Bill. Hi, Sally, thank you for doing the meditation. Cynthia, I told people that you went to Skyline High School today. I'm proud. And we still forgive you. And he said he forgives you for going to Skyline. he went to tech, so we won't talk. Oh, I'm sorry, Castlemont. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right. Makalisi is a graduate of Castlemont. And let me just tell you a little story. Dr. Tashaka Muhammad was in Sacramento when Makalisi gave a message one day. And Makalisi was talking about not using curse words. And Dr. Muhammad said, I went to high school with Makalisi. He never cursed. You know, that's the kind of man he was. And as I look out and I see the Teasley youth, you guys was in a moving vehicle, still doing service. You guys did such a great job. Sabi, Lolo, Akhenaten, and the set, you know, at home. Go ahead, Alicia. Go ahead, Minister Alicia. We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation. We're extending an invitation to you today. All the people here are already members. There might be some people on the Zoom. I guess if I look here, you're looking at the back of my hand. All right. There might be some people on Zoom that are not members. We're gonna give you a few like a minute or two to press that button and join. You can go on our websites now and become a member. You can do that now. We need, what was the phrase that somebody was telling us? Was that Munyiga? What did he say? Many hands make light work. So we have the commissions in place, and we have the commissioners in place, but we need the commission people to do the work. That's what we need to do. I'm glad to see my friend Jahi. Baba Jahi is here. Give thanks for that. Baba Jahi, you make me remember, because Mom said to announce about the bike-a-thon. So let's don't forget about the bike-a-thon. We're a little low on people contributing to the bike-a-thon right now. So Ile Omade, this is a Ile Omade fundraiser. So bike-a-thon is also in session. I'm sure Baba Jahi is going to talk about it. I'm just glad, you know, I have so much energy because Minister Makalisi was talking. You know, and he's 186 years old. I'm sorry, I really don't know how it is, but yesterday was his birthday, so we're glad.
Happy birthday, Minister Makalisi.
He's 80. Makalisi is 80 years old. Good thing. What did somebody say? What was that?
Somebody was saying happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, man. We are so lucky to have you. The Wose community, the Oakland community, so lucky that you were born. Bless your mother for having you. And did anybody that joined Minister Rana?
I don't see any hands.
Don't see any
I scrolled
hands.
all the way through.
All right.
I see lots of hearts and.
Do I have to call you? If you're not, do I have to call you? I'll call you. I got your number. I have your email. No, just kidding. All right. Though none have come forward, the message has been proclaimed in a powerful and dynamic way, a meaningful way. We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. All right, I'm going to turn this service over to whoever that is.
Sister Cynthia?
Yes, thank you, and greetings to all. I just want to share a brief, I guess, bio of Baba Makalisi and I's connection, we did not connect here in Oakland. We were connected because I went to Washington, D.C. to finish my master thesis. And I got connected with him and another brother that are close to my heart. And I just appreciate him reaching out to me. And I try to be there whenever he calls me. So many solar returns to you, Baba Makalisi, and thank you for all you've done for me in my spiritual transformation. Ashe.
Ashe. As Minister Makalisi said, we're here to restore ourselves.
Yes.
Lift ourselves and empower our children to greatness. If you want to join us as we refine those efforts, please join us now. Please drop a line in the chat or announce yourself to any one of our ministers and we'll get you in as a WOSE member. And Minister Imhotep also mentioned Ile Omede's hosting a Major Taylor Bike-a-thon that's happening on May 20th at 10 a.m. at San Leandro's Heron site, San Leandro Marina's Heron site. And the Association for the Study of Classical African Civilizations is staging their national conference right now on Zoom. We encourage you to join our strong ASCAC scholars. Their URL is ascac.org, ASCAC.org. Check them out. If there are any other announcements you'd like to share, please unmute yourself and share them now. Hearing none, I'd like to thank you all for coming and joining us here today. Thank you for joining us in the way.
Just a second.
Are they singing Every Voice and Singing? Lift Every Voice.
We're going to close service.
Yes, thank you.
Let's stand. Thank you. And why don't you all come up here? We're going to show people that we had some people here today. Come on up forward. What happened to Randy? We need Randy here to be playing some.
He couldn't make it.
He couldn't make it.
He couldn't make it.
Next time I come down, I'm gonna make sure Randy.
Okay, I'll tell him.
Down, bring ball. Let us rejoice. Let march on, rhythm and rhyme. March on in the spirit of March. March on, accepted power every day. Every day. Even justice throughout this land. Send it, march on. March on, with honest pride. We want to give thanks to the ancestors who came to be with us today. Say,
Thanks to those whose names were called out loud, those whose names echoed in the hearts and minds of those who found those ancestors dear. And those ancestors who came who heard us gathering and said, yeah, I want to be there. And we don't know their names, but we feel their spirits. Thanks. And we're going to close this service. And forgive me, because I've forgotten the words of how we close, but to say that we are one people.
One people.
One aim. One destiny.
One destiny.
One creator.
One creator. One.
Close this worship service by calling out that name that we have for countless generations. Let us all sing.
The most beautiful.